So we have the polar bear swimming, swimming here at the zoo. So we are at the polar bear enclosure and see what we saw. Yes, the polar bear.
Nice.
So now we are close to the polar bear house here, and it is written here that there is a threat to the Arctic animals because the climate change is currently faster and more severe. So the polar bear, the snowy owl, the Arctic tern, the Arctic fox, the wolverine, so all are at a little risk with the polar ice melting. And now we can show you where we are currently.
So we started from here. There
Yeah.
was a beaver, the Kurki crane, the snowy owls, lot of owls, eagles, golden eagle, and then we covered here swans. And now we are here just near to the polar bear and boars. Let's see if we are lucky enough to see the polar bears. The polar bear has been called as Chakar. Might be in Finnish language, I don't know what is that. Brown bear, polar bear.
So these are the wild boar that we just spotted here. I think they are sleeping. Oh, okay. One of them moved their ears. And this is where they live. So spotted the boars, now moving ahead. We just saw polar bear here. It is the only polar bear in Finland at the Ranua Zoo. We were just thinking if we will be able to see it or not. Oh God. He's moving around.
Take no more photos.
Eso tendría que hacer para aquí.
He's doing the same thing all over again.
I'm not going back.
Yeah, I don't know. Finally seeing the polar bear.
He's coming back.
He is oscillating.
Yeah, so we have been. I think our trip to Ranua Zoo is successful because we have been able to see the polar bear there. And this is the facts about Haru, that is the polar bear. And they live on the coasts of the Arctic region and the frozen expanse of the northern seas. As you can see here, this is a man standing and this is a polar bear standing. So this is the height difference between us and them. And the males can weigh up to 800 kgs and the females can be up to 300 kgs. And they have a lot of fat reserve on their bodies and they can survive extreme temperatures. And because of the fat reserve, if the food is scarce, they can use it to gain some energy. And they have small ears and on them because it helps to prevent any thermal loss. And they have soft paws with which they are able to walk on the ice. So all these characteristics are there in the polar bear, which helps them survive in the polar regions in such extreme temperatures. Mayur, how are you feeling after watching the polar bear?
That's amazing. We were not expecting that we'll see polar bear because every time over internet people have commented that we will not be able to see a lot of animals. And here we are seeing the polar bear, the only polar bear living in Finland.
Yeah.
We have only seen polar bears in Discoveries and National Geographic. And this is really astonishing moment that we are seeing with our eyes, living in the moment.
True.
That's great.
And polar in the Scandinavian countries, polar bear is only in Svalbard, Norway. So this is the polar bear in the Ranua Zoo in Finland. So they're not even in Finland. So it's the only one here. They are in Canada, they're in Russia. They're very closer to the North Pole. But we got to see the polar bear. Like
Few things that I can think of while seeing the bears, not just polar bear, is one is Revenant of Leonardo DiCaprio, where he fought with a bear, brown bear. And one thing I can think of is Game of Thrones, where storks have a symbol of bear with them. Brown bear.
Brown bear.
So there are a lot of memories attached to these animals indirectly through movies and all.
True.
That's really great to see that.
Like this kind of excitement I had once felt in Singapore, where I was they had the only big giant pandas. They're only in the Singapore Zoo, and now I think there's another one. I think I couldn't believe that we're able
Every
to see
cage,
the polar
like
bear.
we waited for around 5 minutes or 10 minutes to see the snowy owl, beaver, crane. But I believe here we have been waiting here like 1 hour. It's more than an hour that we are here only, because for us this is the best thing that we have seen since years.
Yeah, true. We will never see it again. So it's worth coming to Ranua Zoo here. So now, shall we move ahead?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
I think our hearts are still not full of seeing
Yeah.
the polar bear.
But any which ways we'll go.
We'll go. Okay, now next move to other animals now.
So now we are entering to see the brown bear, wolf, lynx, and wolverine.
And we had our great amount of success seeing the polar bear here, and now we are about to see the brown bear. So we'll soon be seeing the brown bear, and it is a lovable baloo from the movie Jungle Book, because they are herbivorous, they like honey, and they only eat meat in spring when they're not able to find any plants. And they are all over Finland, but they have some decreased population. But nowadays it's increasing because of the brown bears coming from Russia to Finland as well. So let's see. We'll be soon be seeing the brown bear here.
Why are you disturbing me? Nice.